Now to children and anxiety as head back to school and summer camp after spending so much time at home during the pandemic. It's a story we first saw in the New York Times. Licensed clinical psychologist Dr. Rita Walker is here with how parents can help manage this transition. Dr. Walker, thank you so much, because we keep hearing people say, I want to get back to normal. I want to get back to normal. What are you seeing as we return to normalcy?
Well, it's understandable that there would be some anxiety about getting back to that normal because there is a lot of uncertainty. Parents, in a lot of cases, have been at home. Children have been at home. And so now we have to readjust to what we think normal might be in a relatively short amount of time.
And so how should we best manage this transition, do you think?
I think that it's good to be intentional, that we balance the normalcy with making sure that we're taking maybe a stepwise approach to maximize the chances of success. And so what that can look like is certainly asking children about any, thoughts and feelings they have about going to summer camp and going back to school. And for younger children, paying attention to their behavior, noticing if they are maybe having problems with their sleep has changed, or maybe their appetite seems to be different, and just checking in with them and making sure to pay attention. But then also maybe easing back in with smaller play dates and socializing with friends and doing other larger fun kinds of things, just to have an opportunity to gauge and see how they're doing and how they're reacting to going back to school and to these different kinds of social settings.
Those are all some great suggestions. Even without a pandemic, change and that transition can be very challenging for some children in particular. How do you know if your child is to a point where maybe you should get some professional help, seek some professional help?
Yeah, that's a good point. And every child is different. And that's one thing to keep in mind. And sometimes the anxieties come from the parents or the caregiver. And so it can be helpful to check in with the, say, preschool staff or the school staff and see, how did my child adjust after I left? Because they have good, reliable information on whether or not that child's behavior is out of proportion to what one would expect. And so if the behavior seems to be out of proportion or disproportionate to what one would expect for a situation, then the children or the parents can talk to a professional who could then do an evaluation. Oftentimes we rush to, well, I have to get intervention, but professionals are really good at actually assessing whether or not the child is doing okay and whether or not any modifications or changes are needed.
Some great insight there, Dr. Walker. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.